right, all right, all right. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Central Time, 11 a.m. East Coast, 12 p.m. West Coast, good morning, 9 a.m. I'm excited to be here. If this is your first time dialing into us, my name is Coach Brian King, founder of Kingdom Day Traders, and this is Fixing the Trading Thing. Would you agree that if you can fix your trading thing, you can also fix your money thing, right? Because we all are kind of in a journey to see what we can fix to get to the next level. Now, before we get started, let's talk about a mandate that we have for this company. We want to touch 100,000 lives, people, individuals, to learn the skills of day trading so they can live life on purpose and build God's kingdom. If you can get with that, if you can agree with me on that one, just go ahead and type in amen in the chat. We have a lot of good information today. I want to kind of go just to some fundamental basics and really start to build up on it. We might be able to catch a live trade as well. This is a little bit out my window, but if I do see a setup, I will jump in with both feet in the markets. So if you're happy to be here, please let me know. Let's dial in. Shout out to Liz. She said, amen. My Canadians always come through. And shout out to Boston Celtics that's going to the Eastern Conference final winners, which I stayed in Boston for a little bit. But I'm a Dallas guy. If you notice, I got the Dallas hat on. Luka and Kyrie Irving were playing well. We were supposed to sweep out the team yesterday, Indiana, but they have lived to fight another day. So the playoff record right now is 3-1, 3-1, and hopefully we can get a sweep tomorrow so that we can get to these NBA finals. Also, I'm not going to say happy Memorial Day because that's against what Memorial is. It's remembrance. But I do want to take time to honor the people, even though it was yesterday or Monday, for the people that have served this country and gave the final service, which was their life. So we'll just do a brief moment of silence just to give honor, and then we'll go ahead and get started. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get started. Went to the Air Force in 1999, young kid, 18 years old at the time. And one of the things that the drill sergeants told us in class, and they asked the question, which was, why are you here? And so many people raised their hands. I'm for the GI Bill. I want to go to school and all these different things. And the drill sergeant responded by saying, this is the Department of Defense, and that freedom isn't free. And everything that you thought that you listed and wanted goes second to defending and standing for this country. I just want to echo something, before we get started today. Freedom is not free. We are so blessed to be in a nation that we have checks and balances. We're so blessed to be in a nation that we have, many times first world issues. My latte is not hot enough. We don't have issues with electricity. We're blessed, folks. I spent 4 weeks in Cape Town, South Africa, very beautiful place. But what I've also learned is there's no place like home. No place like home. And I'm just grateful to be back, grateful to come back to you guys. I was able to spend some good time with Coach Chadwick and the team. And we're always asking the question, how can we be better? How can we be more efficient? How can we keep on pushing towards this purpose thing, if that makes sense? Now, as we dive in today, I just want to kind of ask the question, and let me just ask you this. Have you ever been trading and you get so caught in the movements that you really forget the big picture? Just raise your hands if that's been you before. Have you ever been trading and maybe you're on a lower time frame, maybe a 1 minute, 5 minute, 15, and you're not zooming out, so you're getting caught up in the traffic, but you're not seeing the big picture? If so, I'm going to pull up this training quickly, and we're just going to go to some of the basic fundamentals on why price moves. Now, put a 7 in the chat because this 7 is going to represent that you fully need to understand this at any given time and understand why is price moving and what is the intent of the movement. Is that making sense, everybody? So let's go ahead and get started with this. We're going to have a great class. So first things first, what is intent? It is the intention to buy or sell by the institutions, aka pending orders, at what price I'm making an asset available to buy or sell. Is that making sense? So first rule in this one is I want to see, are we looking at this and asking ourselves, what is the intent of the institutions? Now, if you've been tracking us for a while, you've learned that that intent can be found through the size of the candles. It can be found by basing candles. And so at any given time, we need to do a temp check to find out where we're at the markets. Number two, aggression. The market is moved by aggressive buying and selling, aka market execution. Please listen to me. Whenever you jump in the market, you are basically saying what the price is. It is what it is. I'll take it. It's immediately available. It's the current price. Can I give you some words of wisdom? It might make sense. Also, depending on the what's the word that I want to use? Um, if I'm looking at the momentum of a trade, maybe it might make sense to jump in with momentum, but only do that if you've already seen the pullback. Write it down for your notes. So don't just jump in because you see a big candle. Maybe jump in if you saw the candle drop, a nice pullback, and by the time you logged on, you said, you know what? That was the retest. Let me catch that. Does that make sense? But do know that whenever you jump in with market execution, you are deemed as aggressive, and market makers are trying to find out where you're located. Let's keep on going. In the aggression market orders, it is a buy or sell immediately, which was just echoed. But here's what we want to do. We want to kind of play the bigger game where we're not just doing market order execution, but we're actually doing limit orders, passive participants. Write that down, please. Passive participants. We're waiting on the orders. We're waiting on areas that are high valued. So write this down, please. HVN, high value Noid, point of control. Or if on the VWAP, it could either be the VWAP line or the outside lines, and those lines can be set up as areas that almost act as support and resistance. Now, do understand one thing is when you have resting orders, and more so for the institution of depth of market, you do have to be aware that there's a lot of fake orders. Excuse me. Your job is not to fall for the okie doke, but to look at these areas and see how price reacts. Write that down, please. See how price reacts. Now, in that, we also need to develop our edge. And so we're going to kind of go through what that edge could look like. I'm going to build it up live on a chart. Again, if I see something, I'll go in and maybe just do one contract just to see what it looks like so that I can show you guys it doesn't take that long. Now, also, we need to be aware of the time and price. Write that down, please. Time and price. Very important. Okay? Now, I'll just stick with this one on the far right, pure price action, depth of market. And this histogram right on the left shows us what we're looking at. So what I'm going to do now is put up a live chart, and then I have a little bit more work for us to do, okay? Sounds good? If you guys are getting value, please let me know. Please let me know if you're getting some value, okay? Talk to me, please. Don't be shy, all right? So we're looking at this setup right quick as well, and I'm on the 5-minute. Look at what's going on right quick. I want to see, can I catch some momentum right here? So I want to kind of zoom out to the 4-hour. Oh, let me show this to you quickly as well. So this was yesterday's candle. Does everybody see this? I have a blue line that's at the top, blue line at the bottom of that wick, and it kind of gives me a range of what we're playing against as well. Now, notice yesterday we hit one of the all-time highs. I mean, NASDAQ E-mini futures saw 19,000. What is that? 26. Wow, that's huge. And overnight when I woke up a little bit, about 5 in the morning, I saw that the market had dropped significantly. And now we're at the baseline of what the previous day candle was. Okay? You guys let me know if you track with me. Is this making some sense? Let's keep on going. So I now want to go to a 15-minute, and I want to see, is this setup sufficient for me to catch some moves? We do have a little bit of gap here. Check it out. From what I'm seeing, let me see if I could get one contract. I have my Lawson, which I'm not going to take even close to that. Let's just say 450. Okay. You guys see that? We're looking at this candle. I want to zoom into my one. Notice it's starting to break the VWAP, but we do have this area right quick as well, which is a nice demand zone. You guys see that? Nice demand zone. Now, what I'm trying to identify is that if I were to get into this, what's going to be the best range? So everybody just kind of look at this one candle. We'll just draw this out for it. You guys see that? And I'll put it in blue. Notice this wick. You see it? Notice this wick. And it's shot back up. It's letting me know a little bit. So what I'm going to do now is kind of go to a lower time frame. And I'm going to see is the lower time frame telling me something. So watch this. We are in a little bit of a demand zone right quick as well. I want to see maybe that price breaks this, kind of comes back up, and maybe I'd be willing to short it to go down to the next demand zone. Does everybody see that? So notice, everybody, if you were wanting to take this trade, you could not just look at this big candle right quick. You needed to look at the candles on the left to see what the candles are saying. And can we all agree that this is a demand zone? Let me go back to the chat. Is this a demand zone? You guys, talk to me, please. If it is a demand zone, should we be looking to buy or sell, or what can we be aware of? Right? What can we be aware of? Now, notice what price is doing right quick as well. Look at this. It's dropping. Notice it literally barely touched this zone, and it's giving us a little bit of a fake out. And that's one of the reasons that we just don't jump into a trade. Now, notice, because we're trying to find market participants. So I want to kind of look at this level on the 15-minute. And if I were to mark this out, this shows me that we're in a supply zone. You guys see that? Drop, base, drop. So even though I might be getting minor pullback, I still need to be aware of what the overall zone is, and that's just 15 minutes. Let me go out a little bit further, and now we also have a rally-based drop followed by a drop-based drop, and it looks like price is kind of going back and forth. Can I just, everybody, do we have any type of bias that's being developed right now? Are we seeing what's going on? Would we be comfortable for a trade? If we were scalping, what would we need to look at? You guys track with me. So notice one thing I'm looking for as well is I see a 3-candle formation of a drop, big green candle in this. And so I'm just going to draw out this box right quick as well. I'm going to put this in purple. You guys see that? And so part of me is saying I believe price wants to come a little bit in this box. Kind of makes me feel pretty good. You guys see that? Now, let's zoom down a little bit. Look at the size of this candle. We might get a little bit of impulse. If we go to the 1 minute, look at that. So let's just see if we can catch just a low flag. You guys ready? All right. Let's do it. One contract. You guys see that? Let's see. Down $15. We might get a little bit of impulse. What we do want to see is to see if this candle can possibly hit this purple zone and we can grab some funds. That'd be cool. You guys like these live trading ideas? Somebody let me know. Let me know if you like that. Kind of showing you how I look at the market. It doesn't take too much time for me to kind of analyze. I look at the setups overall. Again, I'm very aware of what I can lose. I'm looking at this candle formation. I have a stop right above this kind of swing high right quick as well. So that's my idea place. Now, if I find out that it's just not respecting it, I'll just go ahead and close it out early and just say, hey, it is what it is. But I do like to be aware of what's going on. Currently down $45. Look at that, folks. It's going back and forth. This is a 1 minute. So if that's too much for you and your heart starts to go back and forth, no worries. Go to a higher time frame. We're looking at the 5 minute right now. Down a whopping $85, 110. Okay. We do have this zone right quick as well with the VWAP, so it's a little bit under it. And we're trying to see what the market is saying. Does that make sense? We do have a nice gap at the bottom, so we want to see price hopefully break below, maybe take out some of these wicks. We're down 155. Let me just talk to the group. Who would take their loss at 155? Or would you stop in and use what you've drawn out so far? No need to panic because we already knew what we were getting ourselves into. Is that making sense? Already knew. A lot of times people want to make money, but you got to be willing to see your account in the red. Are you guys seeing that? So it's going back and forth. I'm seeing some wicks right around this area, just kind of paying attention to this. You guys see that? I'll put that in yellow so it just kind of sticks out. Look at this candle, folks. Wick is kind of going out, trying to take some of these candles. Okay. And remember, there's orders that have been trapped in this one. So again, we just want to be aware. We could have an impulse that shoots down. You guys see that? Let me take out this box. All right, you guys are breathing, right? Practice your breathing. Woosah. John Champ said, stay in, champ. That's what I'm talking about. Stay in the fight. Exactly. Got to stay in the fight, man. Go out there too early, it's just not fun. Now, again, risk to reward needs to be in place. Does everybody understand this? My psychology needs to be in place. Okay? Look at that. Minus 175. Uh-oh. Now, if we look at that, again, we have this candle. I'm looking at this particular area right quick as well. I want to see what happens when it comes up here. So we'll see. We're down 210, 220. Oh, my gracious, it's moving. 255. Liz, 280. Mayday. Aboard mission. Yes, aboard mission. Not yet. Let's just check it out. Let's check it out. Now, one thing I want to do is also say that these institutions can see your stops. Remember, when I got in, I checked my stop. I wanted to have it at a good place. You guys understand that? Let's go to the 1 minute and see what's going on. So look at this, folks. This is pretty good right quick as well. We're seeing that price wants to do something here. There's actually a little bit of a fair value gap, FVG, right here. You guys see that? Yep. There was a gap between this candle and this candle. I drew a box. It looks like price kind of wicked in there. So again, we need to see down 290. Okay. 290. Let's play it out. Let's play it out. We never know what can happen. So let me just ask as we're looking at this, right? Because, let me ask who, when a season gets a little bit close to their stop loss, they're like, oh my gracious, it's just not working. Trading this, that, the third. If you're doing that, change that self-talk. We've all been guilty. Everybody look at that candle. Oh my gracious. Look at that candle, folks. 5 minutes. You guys see that? Now, one of the first rules, please track with me. I'm down 415. What are we going to do? We're going to stay in. We are going to stay in. Stay this with me, please. Write this in the chat. Losing is a part of trading. Losing is a part of trading. I took a trade. I like the potential. But anytime I get in the markets, there's a chance that I can lose money. You guys understand this? Also, I'm doing futures. This is just one contract. You guys see this? So it's relative to the account size. So again, it would feel a lot different if you were over leveraged. And raise your hands with me if you've been guilty of being over leveraged. Maybe you revenge trade. Maybe you told yourself, hey, I'm going to get these son of blankers back and I'm going to get my money back. And you know what ends up happening? A lot of times you make a bigger donation. So we've all been guilty of that. And that's why when it comes to fixing the trading thing, we have to have a strategy for when we lose. Now, let me just ask everybody, right? It's 360 right now, 375. It could drop. Would it make sense if we lose in this to then jump into another trade right now? Somebody talk to me, right? Again, I'm glad we're having a real world example, right? Yep. Uh-oh, it's breathing on it. Look at that, Liz. Uh-oh, we just lost. We lost. Should we quit? Anybody got a cigarette? Anybody can go outside with me and get a smoke break, and I can kind of just, complain and cry and say that life is against me and nothing works. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I'm sharing with you stuff that I've been through, man. I can't tell you the frustration parts of the journey. Anybody that tells you that they've never been frustrated, they're lying. They're not being doggone human. But one thing that I can say is that we look at these trades. We have to be very realistic with ourselves. Look at this candle, right? Again, was there any way that I could control that the candle went up that high? Somebody talk to me. Is there any control that I have? Could I make the candle go down? Because we were up, I want to say about $15. Now, I tell you what's worse, and I've witnessed this too. You ever been up just a small amount of money? You waited for it to get bigger, and instead it reversed, and you lost a large sum of money, but you were actually up in a positive. Anybody experienced that before? And you're like, my gracious, man, why is this not working for me? Yeah. So that's one of the things that we do want to work on. Now, I want to come back to this, right? I want to go to a little bit of training, but does everybody see what happened? Took a trade opposite direction. Look at this candle. That's why we don't chase candles. You guys see that? Now, why did I take that trade? I still felt like it had some potential to go to the downside. I believe that it still will. But notice what happened. This big green candle overtook this candle, and this one was an engulfing candle, and it took my position over, which means there's a possibility that this might clear these highs, and we might see a reverse come down to this area. So write this down for your homework, please. You need to be aware of how the market moves. And when you're aware of how the market moves, you don't be in shock. Now, let me just keep it a buck with you. I'm not happy that I lost almost $500. You guys understand that. But I was also not trading my rent money as well. You guys understand that. So I didn't lose anything that I'm going to lose any sleep. Again, I like to win just like you do. But part of the psychology is, how do I back up after a loss? Let's keep it going. So now I'm going to pull up this. We'll come back, and everybody just write this down. Very good slides. Balance versus imbalance, filled versus unfilled. If you look at this picture right quick, in essence, this picture is showing this. You guys see this? There's a lot of choppiness that's going on. You guys, excuse me. Now, in this choppiness, the market is trying to establish a position of either going up or going down. Now, Liz said my data is on delay, so I'm actually getting this from the CME. So this is actually live, fresh data, Liz. So maybe there's probably like a 5-minute delay, but this is fresh out. Yeah, fresh data. And so we have balance and imbalance going on right quick, and we just have candles going back and forth. By far, this is more so consolidation. It's a little bit choppy, but these are the times when you have to ask yourself how to spot balance versus imbalance in the market and how to spot resting orders in the market. Would you agree that that's very, very important? So let's look at these prices, right? And I forgot who did this. I think Coach Chapman might have done that. But we have the cell phone store. So we got an iPhone at 1,000, 1099, 899, and 1,049. Can somebody add those four and give me the average out of those, please? So add 999, 1099, 899, and 1049, and let me know what the balance is for those, please. Can somebody help me out? Let me know that, please, and I'll wait for you, okay? Yep. And I need everybody to participate. We've got a couple of people on here, so don't be shy. These are some of the perfect times to learn. But yeah, let's go ahead and just see what balance would be in the market if we look at a 99 price iPhone, 1099, 899, and 1049. Okay, good. So once you have this, do me a favor. Let's just put the number in the chat. And I'm going to do mine as well. And guys, I need you to participate. So don't act so hard that you can't type in numbers, and add 4 and divide by 4. There you go. So Liz, you got 4,046. Okay, beautiful. And can you divide that by 4, please? Divide that by 4. Okay. Everybody write that down. Just down, please. Thank you, Liz. The average phone price amongst these different brands is $1,011.50. $1,011.50. You guys got it? So when we look at the balance, we see one place has an iPhone for $999. The next place is $100 more. The other place is $200 less, and then the other one is about $150 more. And when we take the average for this particular asset, aka the iPhone, is going for $1,011.55. You guys understand that? So in essence, when we look at the VWAP on here, let's put it on. Let's check it out. The VWAP is telling us that the average price is $18,834. Okay. And what I like about that, it lets me know that that was deemed as a good price, because what we can see with this, and you guys let me know if you can see the line. This is called the colored VWAP. But notice as the line goes through the candles, something happened and it was a green candle. Does everybody understand that? What happened was the buyers liked that price. Does everybody understand this? There's people that would still buy an iPhone at $999 or even $899. Maybe that's the sales price. You guys understand that? But for 1011, that's still pretty good. I'd still pay that if you're telling me, hey, I can give you some Apple Care, I can give you a case, I can do such and such. Judith says only see the phone booth. So yes, Judith, if you look to the top, it has the iPhone for $999, $1099, $899, and $1049. Does everybody understand that? This represents 4 different stores. Maybe it's going on different parts of the city. You guys understand that? And I think I'm getting a couple of people that are saying that they're not seeing this. So everybody track with me, please. The cell phone prices are right above the cell phone store. You guys see that? What does balance tell us? And then it has the price of the phones. Give me thumbs up if you see that, please. Okay? Let me finish my thought. 4 different stores. They're close in price. Some get a little bit more. Some get a little bit less. Does that make sense? Let's keep on going. So if you look at this, that is what's being showcased. We have some buying, selling, back and forth. Institutions are building up their orders. Please track with me, please. Now, notice what's going on right quick as well. Notice that we had this candle, and everybody, please pay attention because I'm actually giving some great gems right quick as well, but you do have to pay attention to this. Does everybody understand this? We have this big red sell candle right quick as well. Notice it's pretty huge. The belief was that now the market is shifted and it's going down. And guess what happened? Boom. Fakeshia went down, went up, and it's just started going back and forth, back and forth. Now we have some green candles buying. And now look at this candle right quick as well. Does everybody see this? The question we need to ask ourselves is this a fake out for it to go to the downside? Well, Coach, how would you know? Great question. We don't have a 100% foolproof way, but what we can do is look at the candles to our left and ask, is price coming back to grab maybe some unfilled orders? And if it were, where would potentially price can go? Let me go back to the chat. Is this making sense, everybody? Yeah. Now, somebody said they're not seeing this. Okay. All right. Bear with me right quick. Bear with me. I'm sorry, folks. I'm sorry. Can you guys see the chart now? Just give me a thumbs up, please. Can you see the chart now? Okay. Computer error. I'm supposed to say remove and go back and forth. So forgive me. I'm playing broadcaster today. I'm sorry. So we're looking at this. Okay. This red box indicates imbalance. Does that make sense? Imbalance. Okay. Notice we had this red arrow right quick as well. I'm sorry. Red candle selling. Then price started to kind of bounce back and forth in this box. Does everybody understand this? Anytime we have big consolidation, it is a potential setup. You guys watch this. Now I'm thinking about something right quick as well because I saw this fake out. So you guys watch this. I'm going to put a contract in. You ready? Let's see what it does. Look at that, folks. It's starting to drop a little bit. You guys tracking with me? I want to see with this turbulence right quick as well. Is this going to be a good place where price might drop? Are you guys seeing what's going on? Somebody talk to me, please. Are you seeing it? Now, notice I took a loss earlier. I didn't jump back in. I took some time to teach, right? I took some time to get my mind clear. I wasn't revenge trading. Did you guys see that? I want you to start practicing that. You take a loss, take a couple of minutes, take a deep breath, get you some coffee, whatever you need to, okay? Whatever you need to. Somebody said only seeing PowerPoint screen, okay? Who is seeing the PowerPoint screen and who is actually seeing my live chart? If you're seeing chart, let me know if it's chart. Let me know if it's chart. Somebody talk to me, please. Okay? Let me know, please. Thank you, John. Help me out. Beautiful. You guys see it? All right. Good. Seeing chart. Now, we might have a little bit of a delay. So if I'm speaking and it doesn't pop up right away, no worries. Just relax a little bit. We're a little bit of delay. So here's what's going on. I just put a trade in because it was right in this area, right? We have all of this selling going on right quick as well. And I wanted to find out perhaps would this be a good place of entry? Does everybody see this? Okay. I'm down $80 right quick as well. I am looking to the left. Does everybody see this? Yep. Down 110. Okay. 100. Now, here's another thing I want you guys to practice this as well. I'm taking the setups that I take each and every time. You guys understand this? I understand my law of averages when I trade. One thing that I want you to practice on is if you see your setup, can you take the trade? I just want to ask the question. If you see your setup, can you take the trade? Look at this, folks. Down 135. Now, here's where I'm waiting to. You see my stop loss right quick as well? I won't let it get that high. I'm looking to see how price is reacting from these wicks. You guys see that? I want to see if we're going to have some rejection. I want to see if the sellers are going to come in and try to sweep the bottom. Notice I did not chase the candle to the upside. Are you guys seeing what's going on? So we're mentally going back and forth. There's almost doing a little bit of gymnastics, right? We're doing some salsa dancing. We're going back and forth, trying to see what the candle's saying. We want to see if the sellers want to bite off this. And if they do, hey, hooray, that'd be awesome. If it's not, no worries. We have a strategy to exit if it is not for us. Let me just ask, does it sound like we have some control going on? You guys talk back to me, please. Rabalon, does it sound like we have some control going on? Does it look like we're just guessing and gambling, or does it look like we got a strategy going on? Everybody look at this. You guys see that? Excuse me. I'm looking at these wicks. Notice what happened here. Price came right here, dropped. Price came right around here, dropped. Price is playing around the same area. We want to see if we're going to get a drop. Typically, what we tell students, if it comes back on an average 3-4 times, look for a major shift. That's what we want to see right now. We want to see, are the sellers wanting to respect this area and see if they can drop the market. If it does, we should be able to make some money. If it does not, we should be able to lose money fast. Question, who likes the idea to lose money fast? Because think about it. If you look at blown accounts, one thing that is common is if you would have taken the loss sooner, it wouldn't have happened. Anybody been guilty? I know I have. I know I have. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting some stuff going back and forth. This is the 1 minute. So notice a lot of movement. It's not huge movement. That's why I kind of like to go to the 5. But again, I'm scalping right now. Everybody understand this. This is a scalping strategy. I'm looking to scalp the markets. Look at what's going on back and forth. We're getting a lot of pushback. However, if it does break this area, it should drop a little bit and we could lock in some pricing. Does that make sense? So that's what we're banking on. Okay? We're banking on this. And look at the indecision in this candle. You guys want to zoom in? Look at it. It's a doji candle. It's going back and forth, buying and selling going on, right? We're trying to see who's going to dominate. Now, let me just ask you guys, are you team bull or you team bear? What team you going to be on, right? You got to pick a squad to stick with. Are you bearish or bullish? You won't hurt my feelings if you're going opposite direction. I can handle it. But from what you're seeing, what direction do you think that you would have went into? Somebody talk to me, please. And look at the back and forth movement. You guys are seeing this? Back and forth. Back and forth. All right, so we're going to come back to this. Let me add this to stage. No worries, I'll come back. So we talked about balance on price charts. I'm showing the PowerPoint. Put PP if you can see PowerPoint. Somebody talk to me, please. Let me know if you can see the PowerPoint. Okay, good. Jason said he's bullish. Good. Okay, so Jason wants to go to the top. John Chapman, he's a bear. That's what I'm talking about. The Bears are in the building. Bulls versus the Bears. Okay? Now, let me just remove myself so I can read this. When price is imbalanced, it means that after trading in a range, it left a range with a strong momentum. Let's read it again. When price is imbalanced, it means that after trading in a range, it left a range with a strong momentum. Let's add this back on here. And look at this, folks. It looks like price is leaving with a strong momentum. Are you guys seeing what's going on? It traded in that range. It looks like it's trying to establish the range. Okay? So now we got some decisions to make, right? And I'm just asking you guys, seeing how price is moving right now, does it make sense to get out of the trade, or should we hold it to the stop loss? And now we're down a whopping $295. Somebody talk to me, please. Does it make sense to get out of the trade? And we're kind of playing right around this area. I want to see what you guys are saying. So Deborah said she would be out. Okay, who else? Come on, let's get some voting going on. Deborah said, peace. I'm out of here. Who else? Who else? What would you do? Okay. So, Deborah, you're the only one that's voting right now. I think everybody else must be slating. Okay, so John said he would be out. Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else? Okay. So we got 44 seconds left. Let's just hold it and see if it breaks above. Cool, no worries. If not, we'll just close this bad boy out. Is that all right? 32 seconds. NBA time, that's a lot of time. 3:45, cut my losses. Okay. Look at that, folks. Look at that. Yeah. 15 seconds. All right, it came to those wicks. 9 seconds. Okay, it's dropping. We shall see. Is this going to be a red candle come in? All right, folks, we'll cut the loss on this one. Boom. Can I ask a question? Did you learn something today? Coach has shown you live 0 for 2. Do I quit trading and say this sucks and it doesn't work? Or do I walk away and say, hey, maybe I live to trade another day? Maybe I say, you know what? Hey, let me just work on my psychology. Here was the hope today. And I'm glad that this kind of panned out this way. Of course, I hate losing. But I do like the idea that we could take a loss together and then see how we sound after we took the loss. We're not making excuses. We're not saying that we're victims. We're seeing the bigger picture, and we're telling ourselves, hey, I'm looking for imbalance. I'm trying to play the market according to what it does. Now, here's another thing, if you guys can see it. Notice the candles turning red right quick. It is very, very possible that this could drop exactly to where we thought it was going to drop. You guys understand that? That can happen. When that happens, by far, it is one of the most frustrating things because you've taken a loss. A lot of times you feel like it's premature. But here's the thing about it. You can't just look for the best. You also got to look for the worst. What if it then stopped there and it went way above and you could have blown your account? So what I've learned is just adapt and understand trading's not going anywhere. Learn and live to trade another day. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and stop here. Hopefully, you guys got some value today and we were able to spend and hang some time together. But this was fixing the trading thing. The biggest takeaway was the M3s. Mindset, multiplication, and management. What did I show you? I showed you NASDAQ. I showed you that we had some consolidation. We were asking why price moves. And I just showed you on a live chart of perhaps what you should do if you're looking to trade price. So with that being said, do me a favor, be blessed on purpose. I look forward to connecting with you guys later next week. Okay? Cheers. God bless and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much.